Hey girls, first off, I'm so glad that you guys decided to come to this conference. I hope that this has been encouraging for you guys, and I know it's been a lot of content and information, and I just wanted to say that I'm so glad that you're here. Now that we're in small groups, I wanted to share a little bit about my personal testimony and also just encourage you guys to kind of let down your walls. I know that you're around your friends now and you're in your small groups, and this is a time where you get to make what you've heard real. So just to kind of kick it off with my testimony, obviously you know by now my name is Cleere Cherry, and I grew up in a Christian home. Awesome parents, one of 4 kids, so it was never quiet at my house. I am the second oldest girl. I have an older sister, so 2 younger brothers, and it was a wonderful childhood. I mean, I can remember going to Gold's Gym, swimming all day long. Some of you still might do that, and it was great. So then middle school happened, and I started to actually open my eyes to the fact that there were other people around me, and bullying became a part of my story, and that was really hard. Middle school and high school, but specifically middle school was kind of when it started. I was playing sports, volleyball, softball, loved playing sports, loved being on a team and having all of those girls around me. And I know a lot of you probably play sports as well. So I felt the pressure to feel like, I wanted to belong. I wanted to be a good athlete. And then I realized, oh man, okay, I want to be fashionable. I want to fit in with the cool girls, right? I want to feel like I belong here. My sister was a gymnast, and she was really talented and really competitive, and so then I started to see her and see older girls, probably like a lot of you at this conference, and you're seeing all these older girls and you look up to them, which is awesome. But sometimes when we start to see other people, we forget who God made us to be. And so I think with bullying, that was something that was really hard for me. I was trying to kind of learn who I was, and in the transition of middle school and eventually to high school, and I let sometimes the voices from other people tell me who I was, and I forgot who God told me I was, right? I forgot my true identity. I forgot the reals and connected to the feels, and I let that be my story for a little while. But with that, I can see God's redemption in that so obvious, and I'll talk about that in a second. I also wanted to mention so that in high school, I was elected on homecoming court and thought, oh yay, I get to wear a dress and go on the field, and it was going to be so much fun. And then I heard someone talking about my size, and I automatically started to worry about weight, and because of that I went through a pretty intense eating disorder, which really just made me kind of tell a lot of lies to myself, and that planted some roots in me pretty deeply, and that just kind of made me forget where my confidence lied. I think that a lot of times we can let the world tell us who we should be, what we should look like, what enough looks like, what beautiful looks like, but God does not make mistakes. And that was something that he was really adamant that I learned in my story. And so I can see now, and I want all of you to think about this for you personally. What are some lies maybe that the world has told you that you've believed, maybe from Instagram? Let's be real, social media is hard. It's fun, it can be inspiring, it can be creative, but it also can be really tough because we're exposed to what everyone else is doing, everyone else's highlight reel, what everyone else looks like, and we have this picture in our heads of who we're supposed to be. But guys, can I tell you that God really doesn't make mistakes, and that his story for you, it is so beautiful and it is so good, and that anything that you've walked through, any temptations that you're currently struggling with, and I don't know, maybe you relate to something or a part of my story or a part of Carly's story, or anything else that that you've heard throughout this conference, I would encourage you to talk about that. Your small group is where you're really going to be able to grow, and where God's really going to say, hey, what was it that what was I trying to share with you there? Listen to me. He's your dad, he is your father. He is also your friend. And so I think a lot of times our middle school and our high school can feel lonely, but I just want to encourage you that you're in a group now who cares about you, and you're around leaders who want to support you, and they want to remind you of truth. And I can tell you now, sitting where I am now, that those things that I thought mattered didn't. and that what really matters is remembering that we are created in the likeness of our Father, and we are perfectly made. Get honest with each other and spend time together in His Word. There is nothing sweeter, and that is what true friendship and community is built on. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful to have had the chance to share with y'all. And just know that I live in Greenville, obviously, and am here if you ever need anything. And I think you all are so beautiful, so capable, and I can't wait to see what God does with your story.